We don't have to do this. You know that, right?
What's the other option?
Go back to Tommy's. Just be done with this whole damn thing.
After all we've been through. Everything that I've done. It can't be for nothing.
The Last of Us Part 1. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you saw, today I will be covering the Platinum and 100% for The Last of Us Part 1. Now, I'm sure if you've been keeping up to date with the channel, you would know that I have actually been doing a playthrough, a let's play of The Last of Us Part 1, going through all the trophies to get the Platinum. Now, I understand not everyone wants to sit through a, 19 episode series watching through the whole game, especially because obviously Last of Us has been out for 10 years now, and the remake's been out for about 6 months now, so not everyone wants to sit through a playthrough, which is fair enough. So that's why I'm making this video, which is like my previous videos where I would do kind of a summary, I guess, of how I got to the Platinum, like what I did with all the Uncharted games and whatnot. But that being said, if you are interested, I would be very appreciative if you did check out the Let's Play. It was lots of fun. I do it all in one playthrough, I get all the collectibles and whatnot. And yeah, I had lots of fun with the game. The game's fantastic, and if you want to see all the different cutscenes and great moments, emotional moments, it's all in there, so go check out the playlist. I'll leave a link for it in the description below. Anyway, I'll just briefly go over the story real quick. The main premise is pretty much, it's a post-apocalyptic world in America. You play as Joel, who lost his daughter when the outbreak first happened, and it's 20 years later, and now he has to transport a girl, Ellie, who is immune to the virus, across the country to the Fireflies, who can hopefully manufacture a cure for mankind. Alright, so now let's get into what you really came here for, which are the trophies. So in total, there are actually only 29 trophies in this game, and that includes the Platinum. So really only 28 to get, with majority of them being either collectible ones or miscellaneous trophies. Luckily, there are no multiplayer trophies, unlike Last of Us Remastered and the original one that had multiplayer trophies. They got rid of that in Part 1, so we don't have to worry about those, thankfully. They also got rid of any of the difficulty related trophies. You can all you have to do is just beat the game on any difficulty. Along with that, they also turned the Left Behind DLC into being a part of the Platinum. Before it was a DLC pack added on for 100%. Now it's actually part of the Platinum journey, and those miscellaneous trophies in the Left Behind DLC you need to do for the Platinum as well. And you need to beat Left Behind as well. So the good thing about this game is that you can technically do everything in one playthrough, and really there's really only one step, which is to beat the game whilst getting all of the collectibles and doing all the miscellaneous trophies. That's pretty much the only step in this game. That is if you want to get it done in one playthrough. You could also make it two, so the first one you just enjoy it, try and find as many collectibles as you can, and then on your second playthrough you go back with a guide or a trophy guide and see what collectibles or trophies you missed. I decided to just use a guide straight away because I wanted to get this series over and done with and get this Platinum quicker, and I already kind of knew what happens in the story from the show and the game for many years ago, so I wasn't spoiling myself with the guide. But yeah, it's up to you really, personal choice. Alright, so just before we jump into all the different trophies, let's just quickly break down the collectibles. So collectibles are actually the most annoying part about this game, as there are 250 in total, and they're not always in the most obvious of spots, so using a guide can be helpful. However, you can also go back into chapter select, and it shows you how many collectibles you've got in each chapter and if you've missed any, so at least you have some idea. But yeah, there's 250 in total. 97 of those are artifacts, like in Uncharted, just like the treasures you can pick up kind of thing. 66 optional conversations, which can be quite tricky, as some of them you have to trigger doing a certain thing, looking at a certain thing, doing a certain action, and you have to listen to the whole conversation as well. There's 30 Firefly pendants, which are just more artifacts really, 13 Shiv doors, 12 training manuals, 12 comics, 11 workbenches, 5 tools, and 4 safes. Also, you have to listen to all of Ellie's jokes, which are technically unoptional conversations, but those can be pretty hard to get as well, as you have to listen to every single one of her jokes. The rest of the trophies are miscellaneous, so we'll get to them when we get to them. So without further ado, let's jump into the trophies. Let's go. Alright, so we start off playing the game as Sarah and trying to figure out what is going on as the outbreak is occurring all around us. We meet Joel and Tommy and we escape from the house, and then, of course, you know what comes next, unfortunately.
Shit. I know, baby. I know it hurts. Come on, baby. Please. 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 Please don't. Please.
And with that great intro out of the way, what a great start to the game, we are introduced to 20 years later in the Boston QZ, where we meet Tess, Joel's partner, as they work together to try and retrieve the guns back. And on our way to finding Robert, the guy who stole our guns, we get our very first trophy of the game, our first Firefly pendant. Pretty cool. David Michael Vigil. Oh, Fallen Firefly. Find a Firefly pendant. There you go. That is our first trophy of this Let's Play. Let's go. After that, we finally catch up to Robert, who reveals that he sold the guns to the Fireflies, but we meet Marlene, the leader of the Fireflies, who promises that we will get our guns back plus double that, as long as we smuggle something out of the city, which turns out to be the immune girl, Ellie. So after finding out that they have to transport Ellie, they have to take her to the Capitol building. Along the way, they find out that she is infected, but she's immune, and that's why they're taking her there to the Fireflies, so there can be a cure can be made from her immunity to the virus. Unfortunately, things do not go right, and Tess gets bitten.
Holy shit. She's infected.
Oh, Christ.
Also, once they get to the Capitol building, they find out that all the Fireflies are gone, killed by the infected, and the government, Fedra, are coming after them from the QZ, so Tess sacrifices herself so Joel and Ellie can get away, and she convinces Joel to take her to Tommy, his brother, who knows where the Fireflies are. So after leaving Tess behind, in order to get to Tommy, they have to find themselves a vehicle, a car to get there, and Joel knows that Tess had a partner called Bill that she used to trade with, and so they head to his town where he lives to see if he is able to give them a car. And so when they get there, they are looking for Bill, and Joel ends up getting caught in one of his traps that he has set up for the infected, where they get attacked by some infected, and Bill comes and saves the day. And here is where we get our next trophy, finally. What's this here? Chapter 4, Improved Durability of Blade Sharpening. Increasing the life of the blade, okay. Shivs. Oh, self-help. Find one training manual. There you go, that's our second trophy of the game. Finding a training manual, cool. Shiv durability. Shiv durability increase. That is nice to have actually. That means Shiv doors will be a lot easier. And yeah, so as you heard there, I actually had some trouble with the shiv doors, the collectibles, as a few times, well twice actually, I ran out of shivs, so I couldn't open the doors and I had no way to craft more. So I just went back into chapter select and went back and did them so I wouldn't have to worry about them later on. So after Bill has saved us, he takes us back to his hideout and he reveals that he doesn't have a car, but he is willing to show us or help us get a battery which is nearby in a truck that has crashed into a school. So they make their way there and they find that the truck has already been looted and there is no battery in there. And now they have to escape from the school where they come against our first bloater of the game.
Damn, boy, he's thick! Boy, that's a thick-ass boy!
After taking out the bloater and escaping from the school and all the infected, they hide in a house where they find Bill's partner Frank, who has unfortunately been infected and died. And he was the one that actually looted and stole the battery. And here is where we get our next trophy. So in order to get this trophy, it is a miscellaneous one. After you get into Frank's house, he left a note and you go and find that. And then you bring it back to Bill and engage in a optional conversation where you show him the note. He then gets annoyed by it and throws it on the ground. And then you have to walk around the car, pick up the note so that you get the artifact as a collectible and you also get the miscellaneous trophy as well. In Memoriam, pick up Frank's note after it's discarded. Cool. Obviously it's the same note, but it's all crumpled now. After that, we then have to push the car to get the engine going, with Ellie driving it and Bill helps us. And at the same time, we have to defend it from some infected. But once we get it going, we drive away, drop Bill off so he can go on his merry way.
Square. We're square. And get the fuck out of my town.
And then we head off to Pittsburgh. However, when we get to Pittsburgh, the road is blocked for whatever reason, so we decide to take a detour, and that does not go very well as we are ambushed by some hunters.
Well, what about the guy?
He ain't even hurt.
Let's go.
Come here, boy!
Just kidding, Joel and Ellie don't actually die there, but they in fact fight off the hunters and end up surviving somehow. So after the narrow escape from that hunter ambush, they decide that obviously they need to immediately get out of Pittsburgh as it is not safe. So they make their way outside of this ambush area to look for a way out. Once outside, they spot the bridge, which is going to be the way out of here. And before we get to that though, we get another trophy. Ooh.
I bet Ellio'd like this.
Savage Starlight. Ooh, Savage Starlight Fan. Find a comic. There you go, that's our fourth trophy, I believe. Fourth or fifth trophy, and that's for finding comic from another one of the collectibles. After that trophy, Joel and Ellie continue to make their way towards the bridge where they come across lots of hunters, and I mean lots of hunters, and they just rampage straight through them without a second thought. They continue to push forward further into the city where to progress further, they have to make their way through the hotel. And here is where I got my next trophy by complete accident, actually. Ooh, okay, Geared up. Craft every item. Oh, there you go. I didn't realize we hadn't crafted a smoke bomb yet. That's another trophy. Cool. So after getting that trophy, we continue our way through the hotel, taking out some hunters, and then Ellie and Joel are split up due to an elevator malfunction. And that is where Joel has to take out some infected down in the basement. Eventually they do meet back up, but then have to take out some more hunters again.
What the hell?
I shot the hell out of that guy, huh?
And after that dramatic event, we finally make our way out of the hotel, down onto the streets, where again we absolutely plow our way through some more enemies, and Joel finally trusts Ellie enough to give her a gun of her own.
A little more your size. It's for emergencies only.
Okay.
Let's go.
We then continue our way through the streets of Pittsburgh, taking out more and more enemies. We see a couple of tourists, as they're called, get killed by the hunters right in front of our eyes, but we can't do anything to save them. So we continue going, killing more and more hunters until eventually an armored car, the same one, comes after us. So there's absolutely no way we can fight it or take it down, so we run away. Go up a fire escape to get away, and go into an apartment building where we are then surprise attacked by Sam and Henry.
Oh my god, he on X Games mode. He needs some milk.
Look!
Leave him alone.
Easy, son. Just take it easy.
It's all right. They're not the bad guys. Lower the gun.
Yep, that's right. Joel proceeds to just kill them without a second thought. Just kidding, of course not. They make friends with them and continue on their journey with them. So we continue making our way through Pittsburgh with Henry and Sam, where they take us to the lookout, which is where we're going to plan our attempt to exit the city via the bridge. And this is where we actually get our next trophy. So this next trophy is a miscellaneous trophy, and all you have to do in order to get it is in this section here, where you are trying to make your way through this checkpoint here, where the gates are with all the enemies with Henry. You have to go see that floodlight up there. Underneath there is a generator powering it. So my first attempt, I got caught, so it was a bit hard for me to do it. But what you want to do on your first attempt is try not to get caught, sneak past all the enemies, turn off the generator, and yeah, that'll make it the easiest for you to get the trophy. Ooh, lights out. While in stealth, turn off the spotlight generator in Pittsburgh.
God damn it.
There we go, another miscellaneous trophy done. After doing that and taking out all the enemies, I made my way through the gate, and that is where we were chased by the armored car once again, back for revenge. We try to get away, and we're able to get everyone up except for Joel, who gets stuck down at the bottom of the ladder, which breaks, and then Henry and Sam decide to ditch us. Ellie stays with Joel, and then we barely escape, but we end up jumping off the bridge, which doesn't seem like a very good idea.
Stay afloat!
Ellie!
No time to argue!
Ellie! God damn it!
Just kidding, of course they didn't die. Somehow they were able to stay afloat, but apparently Henry and Sam actually saved us, which Joel is still a teeny bit annoyed about them ditching him in the first place, but eventually he comes around and we continue our journey with Henry and Sam. So we've officially made our way out of Pittsburgh, and now we're heading towards the suburbs and the radio tower that Henry believes will be our way out of here. But to get there, we have to go through the sewers. Ooh, spooky. here in the sewers is actually where we get our next trophy. So this is another miscellaneous trophy, just like the last one. So it's here where you have to transport Ellie across a raft to get to the other side where there's a generator. So she's able to turn it on to see if the mechanism, I don't know what you'd call it, but you jump on board it and travel across with Henry and Sam. And it's simple as that, you get a trophy from it. Go.
Yeah, don't jinx us.
Very loud though, very loud. Hopefully it doesn't attract any infected. Ooh, waterlogged. Ride the sewer contraption with Henry and Sam. There we go, we got another trophy. So after completing that trophy, we continue our way through the sewers where not really much happens. We come across a few infected, take them out, come across a little underground base where it looked like a family or a little community were living, and unfortunately it appears that they're all dead. But other than that, yeah, not much in the sewers. We just make our way through there until we get separated, and Joel is with Sam, and they get separated from Ellie and Henry, who are getting chased by some clickers. So as Joel and Sam, we fight our way through some more infected, finally catch up back with Ellie and Henry, who appear to be fine, but there is a bunch of clickers chasing after them, so we quickly make our way out of the sewers and out into some fresh air.
Fresh air. Look at this.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Anyway, with them finally escaped from that death trap and out into the open, we spend some quality time with Henry and Sam, making our way through the suburbs, and along the way I actually got my next trophy. So this is technically another miscellaneous trophy, and in order to get this one, all you have to do is fully upgrade a weapon. I would recommend you do the revolver, as it only has 2 things you need to upgrade: reload speed and fire rate, and you only need to do them 3 times each, so 6 upgrades in total, all pretty cheap, not taking many materials, and you only need level 3 tools as well. There we go, combat ready, fully upgrade a weapon. So yeah, the revolver is the easiest weapon to fully upgrade in the game. Also, as we continue to roam throughout the neighborhood, I get another trophy as well. There's like a little click every time you get the number correct, so that kind of, you could technically force open these safes. Like, see how it's just like, and then that one was like a different, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but you can tell it's the right number. See, it did it again, yeah. So you could brute force these if you wanted to. Oh yes. Sticky fingers, open all safes. Oh, okay, I guess that's it then. No more safes for the rest of the game. Already done, that's interesting. I thought there'd be more, to be honest. I guess not. Oh well, that was helpful anyway. So yeah, anyway, as you can see, that was all the safes done. I will not complain about another free trophy. So that is all the safes in the game found, so that's 1 collectible down already. But after that, we continue our way through the neighborhood, and we get to another street where we are ambushed by a sniper, and it turns out that the hunters are on the outskirts in the suburbs here as well, and they want their revenge, as Joel takes out the sniper but then has to use the sniper himself to help out Ellie, Henry and Sam as they are chased by infected, and then hunters, and then the armored car shows up, but luckily we are able to take it out this time. Oh!
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And after that, we just run away from the leftover infected, make it to a safe house, and everything seems to be a-okay with Henry, Sam and Ellie and Joel all enjoying each other's company. But I'm sure most of you know, things go horribly wrong quite quickly.
What the hell? Dude, he's turning! That's my fucking brother! Screw it!
Oh my god.
Sam?
Oh no.
Sam.
Henry? Henry, stay there. Henry?
What have you done?
I'm gonna get that gun from you, okay? Oh, okay, easy.
It's your fault.
This is nobody's fault, Henry.
It's all your fault.
Henry! Henry, no!
Oh my god.
For me, that was definitely up there with one of the best scenes in the game, similar to the Sarah death at the beginning of the game. Absolutely gave me goosebumps. Very, very sad, very tragic, but that's just The Last of Us for you. Anyway, we cut back a couple of months later, now in fall, where we are looking for Tommy, Joel's brother, and we are out in the wilderness here, and this is actually where we get another miscellaneous trophy. So, once again, to start off another trophy, we are transporting Ellie across a bit of water, obviously because she can't swim, so we're using one of these wooden pallets, and once she gets across, there's a wheel up there that she turns, so Joel is then able to walk across as well. But once we walk across, she wants to give us a high five for a job well done, and unfortunately we have to leave her hanging. Wouldn't want to fall. High five. Well, you see, I would do this, but there is actually a trophy to not high-five her, so I'm gonna have to just ignore, unfortunately.
Really? Just gonna leave me hanging? Alright, we'll see how it is.
Sorry, Ellie.
Just high five. Just 5 seconds.
We need that trophy for left hanging. Leave Ellie hanging after a job well done. That's annoying, because I would have liked to high-five it to get some more Ellie-Joel bonding, but nope. It's for a trophy. Right, sorry about that, Ellie. Gotta do what I gotta do for the trophy, man. After that, we head to the hydroelectric dam, where we finally meet back up with Tommy.
He's my goddamn brother.
Tommy.
Oh my god! Wow!
After catching back up with Tommy, he gives us a little tour of the dam as they're trying to fix it for their community. And this is actually where we get another trophy. Dog. Doggo.
Hey, buddy. That's Buckley. Not much of a guard dog. But he's good to have around.
That's a good boy.
Good boy. Good dog. Let's go. Who's a good boy? Pet Buckley the dog. There we go. Another miscellaneous trophy done. Pretty simple, that one. After petting Buckley the dog, the good boy, we continue the tour with Tommy. Afterwards, Joel wants to have a chat with him, and he believes Tommy should take Ellie off his hands to take her to the Fireflies, which Tommy doesn't really agree with. But before they can discuss any further, some more enemy show up, some raiders that we have to take out, and here is where we actually get another trophy. So for this trophy, all you have to do is get every melee weapon, upgrade it, and then use that upgrade to break it down to its normal form for every type of weapon, which I believe is 5. And yeah, this was the last one I had to do. Build them up, break them down, upgrade and then break one of every melee weapon. There we go, we got another trophy. So that's for having, yeah, every type of melee weapon upgraded at least once and then breaking it down to back to its normal form. Cool. So after that, we don't actually get our next trophy for a while, so I'm quickly going to speed through what happens in the story. So pretty much after we've taken out the raiders, we find out that Ellie has run away, as she knows that, has an idea that Joel is trying to get rid of her, and she doesn't want that. So she runs off to a ranch house where Tommy and Joel follow her, and they get into a bit of an argument, but they have to leave anyway because of the raiders, kill them all, and then Joel actually has a change of heart and decides to stay with her. So from there they head to where Tommy told them the Fireflies where he last knew where they were, and that's the University of Eastern Colorado. Go Bighorns, which I think is a made up university anyway, but still, we head there and looking for the Fireflies. Once in the university, we make our way through the buildings, through some infected, and we get to the main building where Tommy said, the big glass building, where we discover that there is no fireflies there anymore, just some monkeys. And we do find a recording of a firefly that died after being infected, saying that he's given up on the cure, but the rest of the fireflies have gone to St. Mary's Hospital in Salt Lake City. Whilst there though, surprise surprise, but they are attacked by some more hunters, so they have to fight their way out of this place, but unfortunately Joel gets mortally wounded as he falls like 2 floors down onto a bit of rusty metal rebar, which goes straight through the side of his abdomen, and Ellie has to pull him off it, and he somehow walks to safety out of the building, and they end up surviving. However, a bit later on it shows Joel falling off the horse and Ellie not knowing what to do next. It now fast forwards to winter, where we find Ellie hunting for some food. We're not sure if Joel is dead or alive, but she's hunting for some food, and it's kind of hinted that he's still alive, but he's in bad shape. She comes across this guy called David, and these 2 guys called David and James, who offer her medicine in exchange for the deer that she has shot with her arrow. So James goes off to get the medicine for her, and David stays with her, and they end up getting stuck in this old rundown building and fighting off infected together. After the 2 survive, it is revealed that the hunters that were at the university are actually David's men, and as Ellie and Joel killed them, he is a bit annoyed, but he only wants Joel, not Ellie, so he lets her go so they can follow her tracks to see where she goes back to find Joel, and she realizes this, so she tries to lead them away from Joel, which works, but their horse Callus is killed in the process, and Ellie is stuck on the run. So playing as Ellie, we make our way through this resort area, taking out lots of David's men. We get right to the end when we think we're safe, and David jumps us and captures Ellie. And then when she wakes up, it is revealed that David is a bit, what should I say? He's a bit crazier than what he even is now. He's even more insane. David then arrives with some food for Ellie to eat, which he promises is from the deer, which I'm surprised she trusted him and she ate it at all, because it could have been human meat, but she doesn't trust him fully, as she kind of tricks him into getting closer, and then he breaks one of his fingers and he gets mad, and then it shows Joel waking up, so obviously the medicine's kicked in that Ellie gave him, and he is out for some revenge and wants to get Ellie back. So Joel takes out some of the hunters that are still looking for him and interrogates 2 of them to find out where Ellie is, whereas meanwhile Ellie is about to get killed by David and James, but she thinks quickly, reveals that she's infected, which makes them hesitate, and then she then kills James and escapes from David. And as Ellie, we escape to the main eating area, the restaurant, where David finally catches back up to us, and we have our first like mini boss fight of the game, unless you count the bloater one in Billstown. But this is really the only boss fight in the game where you fight against another human, and it's pretty cool. David, there's like 3 phases where you have to sneak up behind him and stab him in the back, and on the final phase he like crouches down so you can't actually see where he is, so it's pretty creepy. But it's not too bad, so once you get that done, it actually cuts back to Joel, who is fighting his way through all the hunters to get to the same place where Ellie is, and eventually he gets there, and then it's already too late though. Already too late, as in Ellie's going ham on David's face, my god.
Do you think he's dead?
Joel arrives just slightly after that to make sure she's alright, and they go on their merry way together as they head off to Utah. We now cut to probably a few months later, because we are now in spring, so it's been about a year since we first started our journey, and we are officially in Salt Lake City, and we are heading towards the hospital, so we must make our way through the bus depot to get there. Here is where something pretty cool actually happens. A giraffe appears along with many other giraffes, and we get to pet one, which is unexpected in an apocalypse game, but very cool. Ellie and Joel have a bit of peace and quiet as they look over all the different giraffes, and this is where, as you saw at the beginning of the video, Joel says, "Should we keep going or we can stop now? It can't be for nothing," Ellie says. So they push forward with her journey, and this is actually where we get our next trophy. Let's go. Sharpest tool in the shed. Find all workbench tools. There you go. Another trophy down. So that's like another collectible completely done. There was only 5 of them, but yeah, we've found all the tools now, so we can fully max out weapons now if we wanted to. After that, Ellie and Joel push forward towards the tunnel. And before they get there though, there's a nice little moment between Ellie and Joel where Ellie shows that she actually kept the photo of Joel and Sarah that Tommy was going to give to him but he didn't want, and now that he has kind of recovered Joel and has bonded with Ellie more, he accepts the photo, and it's a nice little moment between the two. But after that nice moment, we have a very serious and scary moment as we have to fight through a bunch of infected, including multiple bloaters, clickers, and runners in the tunnel. But while we're there, we actually get our next trophy. Aha, we've got a training manual here for shrapnel. Explosion radius is now 2 times wider. Ooh, something to fight for. Find all training manuals. There you go. We're getting all these collectibles done. This is good. So we got all the training manuals, so we're fully upgraded technically. Well, in terms of those. After that, we make our way through the rest of the infected and make it to the end of the tunnel, which is where we actually get another trophy. Prepared for the worst. Find all workbenches. There we go. This is how you know we're getting towards the end of the game, when we're getting all these collectibles done. Alright, let's keep going. So with that, they push forward into another tunnel area where it has been flooded, and they're trying to make their way through there, but things go wrong. Ellie looks like she's about to drown. Joel's trying to save her, and then the Fireflies come and knock Joel out, and we don't know what's going on. It's then revealed that Marlene is there with the rest of the Fireflies. They were able to resuscitate Ellie and she's alright, however she's still unconscious as they're prepping her for surgery as we speak to try and get a cure. But the thing is, the infection is on her brain, which means she will definitely die if they go ahead with the surgery. Joel does not like this, but Marlene says this is the only way, so she gets him to leave. But on the way out, he wants a bit of revenge, wants to save Ellie, so he goes on a bit of a rampage. And in the hospital here is actually where we get our next trophy. Yes, Master of Unlocking. Break into every locked door using shivs. There we go, all shiv doors are completed. Nice. Why 1 trophy? Let's make it 2. And here's a Firefly pendant. For Bryony Stewart Soom. And there we have it. Look for the light. Find all Firefly pendants. There we are. We have found every single Firefly pendant in the game. That's another collectible down. We're on a roll here. So from there, Joel shoots his way through the hospital, gets to where Ellie is being prepped for surgery, kills the main doctor, which I'm sure will not have any unwanted effects at all. Definitely won't come back to bite him in the bum. Definitely not. Anyway, he saves Ellie, takes her down to the car park, where he is met by Marlene, who gives him a second chance, but he just wants Ellie to be alive, so he takes her out too, and off they go. So they head back to Jackson, where Joel lies to Ellie and says that there are other survivors just like her, and they've kind of given up on the cure, so that's why it didn't work out. And so yeah, they head back to Jackson, make their way through the woods there, and this is actually where we get another trophy. Here we go, the final comic, I believe. Singularity. Endure and survive. Collect all comics. There we go, got the quote and everything. Endure and survive. It's another one of the collectibles done. Let's keep going, we're almost at the end here. And here is where we end the game on a bit of a cliffhanger, as they have made it back to Jackson, but Ellie checks again with Joel. She wants to know for sure that he's not lying about what happened with the Fireflies.
Swear to me that everything that you said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
Naughty dog, wow. No matter what. Complete part 1. Whoa, what a game. The Last of Us Part 1. So with that, of course, we get another trophy for beating the game, but we're not quite done yet. To get the platinum, we still have to beat the Left Behind DLC, so let's get into that. Alright, I won't go into too much detail about the DLC, as it's kind of just a side story and not too important, but pretty much half of it is a flashback to when Joel was injured and what Ellie had to do to keep him alive by foraging for medicine and supplies and food in like this old mall, which is then countered by a flashback to when, before she even met Joel, before she was bitten, when she's with her friend Riley in another mall, but it's all lit up and they're on a bit of a date and they're exploring the mall, and this is where lots of the trophies are. But pretty much they get bitten and Riley ends up, it's kind of hinted at that she dies, but then obviously Ellie ends up being immune. And then the flashback with Joel, she kills some of the hunters, some of David's men, which we don't know at that point, but they are looking for them after the university, and she gets some supplies, gets Joel feeling better, and then that kind of leads into where they are in the game, in the main game. But yeah, that's pretty much all the Left Behind DLC. Let's get into the trophies. So this first trophy is a miscellaneous one where you have a brick throwing contest with Riley in the mall, and all you have to do is just smash all the windows of the cars before she does, which is quite easy. There's lots of bricks everywhere and you can actually see where you're aiming, and she takes a while, so if you hit all the windows on your first try, you should get it pretty easy.
Yes! Brick fucking master! My car had tougher windows.
There we go, Brick Master. Win the brick throwing contest. Another miscellaneous trophy done. Let's go. That was easy peasy, Japanesey lemon squeezy. And now this next trophy is actually a collectible one for listening to all of Ellie's jokes, which is part of the optional conversations as well. So it's, as long as you do optional conversations, you'll get this one done. But these are also in the main game, so as Joel, you have to listen to quite a lot of Ellie's jokes. But this final one, you're playing as Ellie and you have to read out every single joke to Riley, which can be a bit tedious, but you have to make sure you listen to every single one or else this trophy will not pop. So you're just going to have to bear through all of the terrible jokes that Ellie tells. I mean, some of them are good, but they're pretty bad, some of them.
Diarrhea is hereditary. It runs in your genes. Oh, that's gross.
Yuck.
But awesome. Alright, that's enough.
That's all I got. Survive all of Ellie's jokes. Let's go. I thought I missed one, but no, I didn't. It was just in the Left Behind DLC. Oh, that's so good. That one's okay. Her jokes, pretty funny, but some of them were also kind of terrible. But those jokes just then were actually pretty funny, and their reactions to it, the voice actors must have had so much fun doing that. That was hilarious. Let's go, another trophy down, and a gold one too at that. And just following that is actually the collectible I was just talking about, which is optional conversations, which you get for going into the photo booth here with Riley. That was the final one I got. And yeah, that's the final optional conversation in the game. And yeah, so those are throughout the main game and the DLC. So just make sure you're looking out for the little speech bubbles above the characters' heads and clicking on certain items that you can look at or interact with. And you should get it done. Alright, let's keep going. Getting to know you. Engage in all optional conversations. Let's go. Another collectible done. Ooh, I don't know how that counts as an optional conversation, because I feel like that's necessary to this story, but all the other ones are optional anyway. It doesn't matter. We did them all. Who cares? Let's go. And here is another miscellaneous trophy, which is literally just for clicking triangle on this Jack X game, which is obviously a reference to Naughty Dog, and you get a trophy for simply just doing that. Pretty easy.
Cars. The game is stupid.
Ha, nobody's perfect. Play the Jack X game and Left Behind. Wow, I like how it says play the game, but we didn't actually play it. We just sat in the chair, and it that counts. She just made it up in her head, but I guess that counts as playing it. Another trophy down. Let's go. In this same area is the next trophy, which is for taking no damage playing this fighting game, which, as you can see on my first attempt, I accidentally did take damage. Do we... Wait, isn't it... I thought we were meant to get a trophy for doing that. Wait, what? Without getting hit. Oh, no. Is there a way to restart checkpoint? Probably not, is there? No! Oh god, okay, well we're gonna have to go back and do that later then. That is unfortunate. I didn't realise I had to do it without getting hit, okay. So, I had to go back and restart the checkpoint, or restart... No, I couldn't restart checkpoint, so I had to go back and go to chapter select and redo it. And you just make sure you hit all your button prompts, don't stuff any of them up, and if you do, quickly restart checkpoint, and you should just don't take any hits and you'll get this one easy. Yes, I think I did it. Yes, Angel Knives, defeat Black Fang without getting hit. There we go, third attempt. Not too bad, just gotta get used to timing your button prompts and not stuffing them up, but yeah, not too hard really. And just after that one is actually another miscellaneous trophy, which is for defeating Riley in the water gun fight, which I stuffed up, of course, just like the arcade one just before, so I did have to go back and do this one again. This one's not too hard, I just was being a bit of a noob. All you have to do is just make sure you sneak, and then try and sneak up behind Riley and sneak attack her that way, and she shouldn't hit you with the water first. Yeah, I did that on my second attempt and I was able to get it. Where'd she go? Yes! Skillz! Win the water gun fight. Let's go! We did it! Let's go! And then the next trophy after that was another collectible one, which was finally collecting all of the artifacts in the game. So this one, obviously, in the base game, there's heaps of artifacts, and then there's also artifacts in the DLC, so you got to do both. And this was the final one I got. It's sad. Chronicles, let's go, find all notes and artifacts. There we go, I think that's all the collectibles out of the way. The big ones done anyway, notes and artifacts. I'm pretty sure we've done conversations, done lockboxes, shiv doors, optional conversations, workbenches, everything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it for the collectibles. Let's go. Another gold trophy. And here is our final miscellaneous trophy, which is for causing a infected to kill a human. I was stressing about this one because I wasn't sure if you had to do it in the base game or Left Behind, but you can only do it in Left Behind. That's the only situation that you can do it. And I kind of stuffed it up as I was trying to throw it into the middle in between the humans and infected to lure the infected to the humans, but I accidentally threw a brick straight into a clicker's head, but I just waited around for a bit and it ended up working. Live bait, there we go. Use bricks or bottles to lure an infected into attacking a human. I completely accidentally misclicked and did not mean to throw a brick directly at the clicker, but I meant to throw it in between like what I just did, but it still works, so we'll take it. And then, of course, with that, one more trophy, which is for completing Left Behind, beating the story for the DLC, which then, of course, our final trophy unlocks us the beautiful, sweet, sweet platinum.
Sorry. Come on. Let's get out of here.
Naughty dog. Don't go. Complete Left Behind. Look at that. Total trophy progress 100%. We've done the DLC. You know what that means? It can't be for nothing. Collect all trophies. There you go. The platinum for The Last of Us Part 1. Let's go. What a great game. What a great platinum. That's awesome. That's so good to love to see it. Now the Naughty Dog game complete. This time The Last of Us. Probably better than Uncharted. Very good game. I enjoyed it a lot. There you go, the platinum. It can't be for nothing. Oh, a new milestone reached too. Wow. I'm level 210. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Normally I give a ranking on playing the game and a ranking on getting the platinum. Well, for this game, I'm just going to give them both a 10 out of 10. The game is fantastic. Everyone should play it. The story, one of the best stories in video games history. And then the platinum, it is a bit tedious with all the collectibles, but with the PS5 and its inbuilt guide kind of thing that it has, and you can go back through chapter select as well if you missed anything. The collectibles aren't too bad in this game, so you know, you shouldn't stress over those, and all the miscellaneous trophies are fairly self-explanatory, so you know, those are pretty easy as well. So in general, it's just a really good platinum experience. You don't have to worry about any difficulty-based trophies like Uncharted, which does make it a lot easier. And then also, obviously, the original version of The Last of Us and the remastered had multiplayer and the difficulty stuff. So this remake is very nice on not making you have to do those sorts of things. So that's another reason why this platinum is, you know, it's pretty easy. That's why it's a 10 out of 10. Just a good, solid experience. So I highly recommend it. And with that, I'm going to end the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you if you did watch all of the playthrough. I appreciate it a lot. This is back to kind of making a normal video. I'm going to do a series on part 2 as well. And then after that, I might just go back to making one video on each game, depending on what game it is. I don't know, if you guys want me to keep doing playthroughs, let me know. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, and yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next episode, which would be breaking down what trophies we're going to be getting for The Last of Us Part 2. So yeah, I'll see you all then. Thanks for watching.